Welcome back to another great episode of Cooking with Rico show. Hey, you ready? I hope you're ready. The audience, you should be ready because I am ready to cook with you today. Today I got two nice recipes, real easy for the family to actually go into the kitchen with you. Mom, dad, whatever, whoever, grandma, abuelita, everybody else outside. Come on inside the house. It's time to cook, everybody. Here we go. Sha, sha. It's time to choose your weapon. So make sure you get ready. Use those utensils because we are going to start cooking. And what are we cooking today, everybody? It's gonna be fried rice. Yes, with vegetables. And we're gonna throw some eggs in there as well too. So we're gonna actually hook that up. Now, you know what also we're gonna be making? Chicken Piccata Parmesan. Forget about it. Yes, get ready. Yes, get ready. Everybody, let's get it on. We're gonna start off with the fried rice. So we're gonna actually go with the ingredients of 1 tablespoon of garlic. We're gonna do 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons to start off with butter, and that will actually be for our eggs. We actually have 1 teaspoon of sesame seed. We're gonna use the 3 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna use that actually for our mixed vegetables. We're gonna fry that all up. Soy sauce is gonna come in a little later, so we're gonna use 1/4 cup of soy sauce. We got 3 eggs. We're gonna scramble those babies up. Yep, and then we have at least 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil that we're gonna use, probably half of that. And of course, we have 2 cups of mixed vegetables. You know what I'm gonna add in there? Some raisins. If you're from California, you're gonna appreciate that. And then we're gonna cut up some green onions, baby, some green onions. And then we're gonna use, I'm gonna like throw in some sweet onions. We're gonna dice up some sweet onions, and then we're ready to go. Now, of course, we need some rice. So pre-cook your rice. I got at least 1.5 cups. I actually made 2 just in case to make sure we fill up the whole pan, the wok. So make sure you get ready for that rice at the end, and we're gonna put everything together. This should take no more than 30 to 40 minutes to be able to make, based off of how fast you're ready to cook it. Let's get it on. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in half of the olive oil. And then we're gonna add in 2 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna let that simmer a bit. Good thing I love about woks, man, they keep all of the taste and ingredients. It just cooks differently. Now it's time to add in our eggs. Let that clear a little bit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let that foam into like a sheet of egg. Then we're gonna break that up. Start bubbling up there, and that's when we'll break it up just a little bit. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break that up. gonna be soft for a little bit, as far as with your eggs. Alright, so let's transfer this to a bowl. So now it's time for us to cook our vegetables. So we have the frozen mixed vegetables. We're gonna add in the rest of our olive oil. Then we're gonna add back in the rest of our butter. We're gonna let that melt. You know, the smell of olive oil as well as butter smells good. Really good flavor. Kind of have this up on medium. You can have medium high because we're going to actually be cooking the vegetables pretty fast. But once that's all melted, we're going to add in our get it all in there. And we're going to let that go as it gets soft. Then we're going to add in our garlic next. Put that in there. The smell of garlic is just a beautiful thing. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to burn the garlic, but just going to mix around there just for a little bit. Give it like 2 minutes. But continuously stir. You want to make sure you get all of your minced garlic there. Let's get ready for those onions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push this to the side and let that sit. Then we're going to have the onions cook on one side, half and half. We're gonna let those onions sit there, and then once we get those onions nice and brown, then we're gonna mix it all together. Then we're gonna add in our sesame oil. We'll let that sit. Okay, so I'm gonna add in just half of the green onions, and we'll use the rest of the green onions for garnishing. So we're just gonna mix that in because that's gonna not gonna take long to actually heat up. We're gonna add in our 1 cup of rice here. We're going to add in 1 more cup. But let's put in our sesame seed oil. Now let's add in our soy sauce. Some nice little dark. That's great color, that fried rice color. More in there. Last but not least comes our oyster sauce. Who said it doesn't taste good without raisins from California? Fried rice with raisins. Try this one at home. Mix it all up. You don't have to put a lot in there, just enough to give you a nice little flavor. You just let the heat go. All right, so let's put our eggs back in, shall we? Oh, look at that. Break all those eggs up. Let's get it nice and warm. And voila. And we're done. All right, let's get to our second dish, everybody. It is Parmesan Chicken Piccata. Let's get it on with the ingredients. Hey, so I actually made, slices of chicken, thinly sliced, 5 of them, right? So I have a thin slice. So we're actually going to use a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. I have 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I have a cup of chicken broth. Then I have my own seasoning, right? So I have a little bit of seasoning. So you want to use your own seasoning to actually taste. So if you use salt and pepper, if you use any other type of seasoning that's good for you, that you love to taste on chicken, please use that. Just enough to cover. I got 2 tablespoons of butter, right? Butter. I'm gonna use 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. Back again, forget about it. Then we actually have a plate. I'm gonna actually use a plate, like a flat plate surface for Parmesan. So we're gonna use a nice finely grated Parmesan. Then we're gonna use capers. We have some capers, and also we're gonna end it off with a little bit of parsley on top. Dry parsley is very good. Let's get at it. Well, let's start the cook. We're gonna season our chicken first, so whatever your seasoning is. So I'm gonna actually use my seasoning on top. Then I'm gonna actually rub that in. All right, so I'm gonna rub all of my seasoning on top. Just gonna do both sides. So now what I'm gonna do is next I'm going to preheat my skillet. So we're gonna do medium high, because once we dredge the chicken into our Parmesan, we're gonna actually have this on for at least 3 minutes per side. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna lightly dredge in our Parmesan cheese. Make sure we lightly dredge both sides. It's time to start cooking. Let's go. We're gonna add in our butter. I'm gonna mix it in with some olive oil. Kind of same thing what we did for our fried rice. Once you get the hang of it, put on music. I like music. All right, so now it's time for me to set my chicken. So let that go for 3 minutes, and then we'll take that right back off, and then we'll work on our sauce, our piccata sauce. So now what I'm gonna do, after 3 minutes, we're gonna flip this over. Look at that golden brown, look at that. Yes. We want that nice golden brown flavor. Now we're gonna let that brown for at least 3 minutes. Then we're gonna set that to the side. That nice and brown. And you can definitely feel like the crust of the Parmesan. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set this over to the side. Put some aluminum foil on top of it so it can actually stay nice and warm. Then we're gonna come back to this with our sauce. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start adding in the rest of our ingredients. So we have that actual heat off, so I'm gonna add in my chicken broth. We're gonna add in our 1/4 cup of lemon juice. We're gonna add in also butter. We're gonna throw in that butter there. Then we're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of garlic. Then we're gonna add in our capers. So our capers just enough to actually go around. Use a tablespoon or so, but you'll fill out the pan itself, so make sure there's enough, because when you're ready to actually pour the sauce over, you want to make sure that the capers are enough to cover the chicken. So that should be good. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn on our heat. Again, we're gonna let that simmer. Then it's gonna go down at least for, you know, half of what the juice is right now. Just keep a lookout for it, and then we'll finish it off from there. All right, so now let's actually bring the sauce on over. Look at that. So, you know what? More capers, why not? Capers for everyone. And there you have it. Look how great this looks. Man, so you have Parmesan Chicken Piccata, capers, all of that good sauce, and then over to the right, we have nothing but fried rice to go along with everything. Hey, I'm so happy about this. I think it's time for me to make myself a plate. All right, so let me see how this tastes, because I'm sure you guys are wondering when am I ever gonna taste my own food. So let me taste this fried rice. Wow, it is good. All right, let me try this chicken piccata. See how this tastes. Oh wow, it's really good. Let me know how it tastes to you guys as well too. Make sure you leave those in the comments. I want to thank you guys so much, man, for tuning in to Cooking with Rico show today. I had a great time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Make sure you comment. Make sure you let everybody know that Rico is just cooking around here. Passionate, stay humble. I'll see you guys next time. Do sorry.
Say, and raisins.
And raisins. I'm laughing. And raisins, and raisins, and raisins, and raisins, and raisins.